Welcome, my friends, to the 2023 New Year Home Refresh virtual meetup presentation. I am so glad you're joining me for this presentation and you have thought it or found it well to listen to it on your own time. Just to give you a quick overview of what this presentation entails, I will be talking a little bit initially about the value and the importance of refreshing your home and living space. And then I'll talk about, give you some quick ideas and some design hacks on how to do just that before telling you how BE Decors, of course, interiors can assist you with your home refreshing projects. So, again, the new year is the perfect time to reflect, to assess, and to tackle those home projects that we had on our minds to complete for some time, right? I'm happy that, again, you're taking interest in this virtual session as a way to help you do just that and achieve those home goals. I do hope that you find the information valuable in doing so. So let's get started. So often we set goals to start and to finish our home projects that we really want to accomplish. And we use the year to measure our success with these goals, right? More often than not, if we don't meet them, then we carry feelings about that into the next year, repledging to make the goals again and to complete those home projects again and again and again. But could it be possible that we fail to meet the goal in the first place simply because we think we have more time, right? Let me share a quick story with you guys. It's a story about two sisters, Mary and Jane. Very similar, very good, same education, same career drive or same careers, same great jobs, right? Similar incomes, very much the same. And they both bought their homes at the same time in the same complex, right? Now, Mary, she spends her money on designer clothes and the latest trends. She takes expensive trips with her friends, and she doesn't really like her home because she says it feels too small and cluttered. Therefore, Mary doesn't really like being home. She stays gone a lot. She eats out at fancy restaurants, and although she can cook, she hates the layout of her kitchen and says it needs a major overhaul, which she says she'll do next year and next year and next year. Now, Jane, on the other hand, she spends her money upkeeping and decorating her home, refreshing it from year to year in just small ways. She travels on plane trips as well with her friends, but she enjoys coming home to her beautiful, spacious home. She enjoys occasional meals out, but she also loves to cook in her gourmet kitchen. Now, why is Jane getting more enjoyment from her home than her sister Mary when they both have the same home in the same complex that, again, they bought at about the same time? Well, I think it's because home is a continuous evolution of who you are and what you value. In order to be like Jane, we must appreciate the value of home, right? And answer three questions for ourselves. What's your idea of home? Is it currently reflected in where you're living? And how can you improve it in this new year? How can you give it new energy, new strength, new life? Because home is meant to serve three purposes for us. It's meant to serve a physical need. It's our safe haven, it's our shelter, and it's meant to serve our emotional need. It's our comfort zone. And of course, it's meant to serve our mental needs. It's our connection space where we gather with family and friends, right? Simply put, we put our energy, our time, and our money into the things that we value. When we understand what home is meant to be and meant to get back to us, then we place more value into it, right? Home gives back to you what you put into it. For example, if our vision of home is just a place to lay our heads, to eat meals, to change our clothes, and to visit from time to time, like a basic living, institution, then we place less value in caring for it in the way that we should, right? But as you can see from these two pictures of the same home, the same basic living institution can become the home that provides shelter and so much more with the occasional beautification and upkeep. So let me give you some quick statistics on home projects, right, and how they're trending as you look at this. So according to research, homeowners completed on average one extra project per year in the last 2 years. 26% of those projects were devoted to creating spaces in the home that better meet the needs or met the needs of the homeowner. So think about places in your home. Where would you begin some of those home projects? 91% of homeowners say that their home needs either minor or major renovations, and that is a lot of homes, right? The majority of men want to spend remodeling budgets on their living rooms, while most women would prefer to use those funds on kitchen remodels. No surprise there, right? 40% of partners completely agree on their home improvement plans, right? This slide reminds us that the bigger the project, the bigger the investment will be. Okay, and of course, we can't forget that the older the home or the longer we've lived in it, then the greater the need to do refreshing projects. For instance, if we take two homes built in the same complex at the same time, but with different owners who took ownership at different times, in most cases, the one who lived in the home longest will have the need for more projects, right? And we see that. Again, the older the home, or the longer the ownership, the greater the project need, as this slide presents. Another quick stat for you. According to the National Association of Realtors, 17% of home improvement spending is for replacing old or broken items. Therefore, that means the larger percentage of your project investment will go towards light touch up areas, refreshing certain looks, or updating projects that aid in giving your home its new look. But which projects give you more bang for your buck? Let's take a look at this. We see flooring is big. Floor refinishing, if you don't need new floors, then refinishing those floors gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And if you need to replace the floors, pull that carpet up and put down hardwoods, then give yourself a new flooring, right? You're going to get that great return on your investment in that area. And of course, basement conversions, turning that basement into a space that's usable, livable, enjoyable for you and your family, and so on, so on. So plan your must-do projects accordingly. The way in which we approach our home refreshing projects is very important and can save us a lot of frustration, a lot of time, and a lot of money, right? My conversation with a good friend, I'll call her one of my favorite people recently. Tell you a quick story about that. So one of my favorite people decided to take on a a kitchen renovation project. And so as she took on this renovation project, she noticed that other areas in her home needed some attention too. They were cluttered spaces, and as she pulled things out of her kitchen to plan and prepare for this project, it became more cluttered throughout her entire home, causing her very, a lot of difficulty to just live and dwell in her living space. And she was just hating her home at this period in time during the process of her renovation for her kitchen or her kitchen refresh project, right? But what she did fail to do was to assess first. See, when we assess our living spaces, we need to first see if there is decluttering that's needed before we start these major projects. Maybe we just need to first declutter some of these spaces. And then once we look beyond that, maybe a cleaning is needed. Maybe a deep cleaning is needed. Washing of the baseboard or of the walls. That alone can give you a good refreshing look. And it might keep you from spending money in other areas that you don't necessarily need to, right? How about just some updating? Maybe there's some updating things that need to be done throughout your home. Maybe areas need to be assessed for more functionality. What can we do to add more functionality in our space? What can we do to add value to our space? So these are things we need to assess before we get started with these home projects. Once we have assessed our home and decided on which type of projects we want to take on, we need to plan accordingly. Plan for the home that will make you happy. Write it down. Save pictures on Pinterest. List your spaces by priority of use and function to know where you want to begin with your project. Create a budget for the space to know what you are working with from an investment perspective, right? So do some research, get some referrals on who you might want to use or certain projects, what they may cost. And so do your research on those things. There are certain sell periods throughout the year, and that might help you plan better with your projects, right? Know your investment, know what kind of manpower you need. Know if you want to take on a project as a DIY or both, partial DIY and partial manpower. Schedule. What's your schedule like? Is this a good time based on your schedule or your situation to take on certain types of project? That is something that you need to strongly consider when you're planning these home refreshing projects. No matter how we decide to refresh our homes, we have to remember it's about the experiences we want our homes to create for us and for those who will share in them, their spaces with us, right? Don't forget, the outdoor experiences are just as important as your indoor experience when you're looking at a home refreshing project. Your home is a reflection of your lifestyle. So if you enjoy the outdoors, don't forget the outdoors in these projects for your new year, right? If you know that the summer is coming or spring is coming and you want to enjoy your outdoor space, make sure you plan for that. If you want to add luxury and glam to your living space, plan for that. If you need tranquility and cozy vibes added into your home, plan for that. If you just need an updated look or you want to define your style, that's a great way to plan your projects, okay? So to get started with some home design hacks, let's talk about paint. Paint is the most commonly completed home project since 2020. This has become the go-to for home refresh projects, right? And the beauty of this is that there are so many ways to use paint to give your home a refreshing look and feel. And for some of these ways, a color consultant analysis by a professional designer may be useful, okay? Because we can advise you on the application of the paint based on the specific outcome and the feel and style that you want for your space. But if you're thinking about doing a paint project, consider these hacks, all right? That be sure to think about space function. There's a psychology to color. I've done a podcast on this, and so it was really informative. I had a Sharon Williams exec, and we talk about how certain colors can affect your mood and how you feel and function in certain spaces. So if you're looking at paint colors, you want to really think about that and know the psychology of the color before you select a color for, say, your bedroom and your kitchen. And know how light reflects on these colors, okay? That not all whites are whites. Some are going to reflect the undertones of the white, and that may make you feel different because it may make you function differently in that space. Understand the different sheens of paint and how that makes a difference in your selection. And pairing your paint colors with your decor is extremely important as well. But think about the areas of where you can place paint on your walls, on your ceilings, on your doors, and your fireplaces. These areas can be painted to give your home a beautiful, refreshing look. Your cabinets, your countertops, and yes, even your floors, right? Furniture and accent pieces are huge areas where you can add paint to get that beautiful, refreshing look. So don't forget those areas as well. So check out how paint truly transforms each of these spaces here. Just adding a coat of paint, giving it a fresh look, it's transformed the rooms entirely and completely transformed as well the vibes and the experiences in these spaces. So paint transformations can be huge to give your home a nice, refreshing look and feel. While painting is one of the easiest ways to change the look of your walls, there are so many other options when it comes to wall coverings. In the design industry, we are definitely seeing wall coverings come in so many styles, textures, and forms, and price points. So you really want to consider the idea of a focal wall if the wall covering idea that you have is too costly to take around the entire room, right? But wall coverings come and add so much style style and character to your home. You can use fabric, you can use wooden slats or padded panels. Those are becoming extremely popular, and these things can add texture to your walls and to your living space, right? Wallpapers are coming in so many different forms now. Peel and stick has become really popular, especially with DIYers. You just peel off the paper backing and you stick it to the wall. As well as your pasted adherers, those are still good, but these may want to be, you may want to have those done by a professional because the adhesive that needs to be on there to fix to the wall. So just so many options when it comes to wall covering. Another way to add a fresh new look to your home's walls is to incorporate a gallery wall in a space design. Gallery walls are great conversation starters, okay? They also tell the story of your life's journey. So think about adding one of these to your home's experience, and you can use family photos, travel destinations, pieces from your travel destinations, favorite artist pieces. You can make it a room thing if you're a movie buff. There's so many different ways that you can use and add a gallery wall to your home's aesthetic, just to give it a fresh, wonderful new look. Lighting has become one of the best ways to impact the style, the look, and the feeling of your home, adding luxury and luster to warm up a cozy setting, right? Close your eyes for a moment and think about how difficult it would be to navigate and function of your home in darkness, or at least in a minimum level of light. Lighting is used to help us enjoy our home. It ensures that we are not disabled from doing the things that we need or want to do while we're in our homes, right? But if we often accept the lighting that we have as good enough, when it's really not that good enough, we don't enjoy the experience fully like we should. So lighting helps you improve your overall mood in your home. The appropriate lighting can help reduce eye fatigue and headaches. So these are things that disable us, and they keep us again from enjoying the experience of being home and of our home. So there are multiple lighting options, from chandeliers, pendants, sconces, track lighting. All of these are great ways to save space in a room. Unlike table or floor light lamps, but they too serve a purpose as well for task and space lighting. Those other ways are great for saving space. But lighting is a great way to amp up the cozy and the luster, right? So explore multiple lighting options like the ones I just mentioned. They add a decorative or multiple ambient lighting options to center the room. There's so many ways that you can use light to center a room. Pendant lights are great ways to do that. Also, allow natural light to also play its role. And remember that there are certain materials that reflect light. The flooring as well, and your furnishings. All these things are important when you're looking at your light option. Kitchen updating has become all too popular as a hot ticket item for home updating projects, as we mentioned earlier. So whether it's redesigning pantries, installing new countertops, or switching out old fixtures for new ones, right? Quick kitchen updates that you can do. Changing out the hardware is a big one. To minimize, though, the mixed metals that you're going to use when you're doing this. Maybe stay to 2 to 3. I would say 2, but if you want to go up and use another, then I wouldn't go beyond 3 when mixing the metals in your kitchen. Lighting is going to be extremely important. Use a variety of lighting, and remember that scale does matter, right? Showcase those countertops and use floating shelves, maybe glass doors on your cabinetry. And don't forget that a kitchen is where we come together many times with our family and friends, right? And so keep your walls interesting by adding wall art. That's a great way to just make your kitchen more interesting and a great meeting place, right? And definitely consider reupholstering that seating around your kitchen. So custom seating options are definitely going to be huge as well. Bathroom updating is coming up right alongside with kitchens, and now that we're staying home and staying in place a little bit more than we were before, the use of these spaces has increased. So it's important to ensure that your bathroom provides the functionality that you need. And speaking of bathrooms, we all come to realize that the many benefits of a great bathroom, aside from just a traditional use, right? So remembering that there are some quick, refreshing things that you can do in your bathroom as well. So go with a cleaner, minimalistic style. That's always going to serve you a little bit better in your bathroom. Update those sinks, your fixtures, your lighting as well. Maybe go with a Bluetooth fan. You know, if you need a fan in your bathroom, then you've got those fans now that you can pipe music through, answer a call with if you need or want to do that while you're in the shower in the bathroom. You know, they've got some really good hot items out there now. So again, your hardware, your paint, maybe wallpaper. Consider wallpapering the ceiling, but if you're going to put wallpaper in the bathroom, then you definitely want to try and keep it at a waterproof type, right? If you don't have glass shower doors, then I want you to raise those shower rods up to the highest point and add you some long curtains just to give your bathroom a little bit more drama and pizzazz, right? Float some shelves with some photos on it. Again, another area where you can add some good art pieces would be in your bathroom. With so many of us learning the real value of sleep and how the lack of sleep can impact so many other areas of our day-to-day performance, we're also better understanding the importance of setting up a bedroom for a better sleep. And this is a great focus area for your home refreshing projects. If there is a need here, I definitely want you to consider maybe swapping out your bedding, going for something a little bit more luxy or more plush, or giving yourself that hotel vibe. If you feel you sleep better in hotels, which many people do, a lot of times it's the bedding. So maybe it's time to update your bedding, upgrade a little bit in that area. Do a nightstand makeover as well. Give your headboard some drama. Now would be a great time to do that, to luxy up your bedroom, to give it that hotel vibe so that you can sleep and enjoy your bedroom more. Add a chair or a bench just for additional seating options. So maybe if you want to read a book or do some prayers or something of that nature. Now it's a great time to think about those bedrooms as well. You can pick just about any room in your home to give freshness to, and I've given you some quick hacks for a few of major spaces. But here's a few more, okay, for accent changes that can be made for a fresh look throughout your home. Add trim to your doors, to your walls, to your cabinets. I want you to think about switching out those outlets and switch plates as well for something more neutral. Go neutral with your sheers or your window treatments. You know, think about that, because that's a nice way to give your windows a fresh look, especially as the spring rolls around. Add trim to frameless mirrors in those bathrooms. Switch out any area rugs. If you haven't been cleaning those rugs on a regular, annually, or however often, then now it might be a good time to definitely consider switching it out for something with a little more pattern or a different new look. Okay. Update your interior door handles for a more modern touch. That's one of our favorites. And add the feature lights above any of your artwork to just help your artwork to stand out. And definitely, if your home has some age to it, now may be a good time to think about making it more eco and smart friendly for functionality. So those are a great few design hacks that help you. But it's important not to forget other major areas of your home spaces when you're thinking about your projects for the new year. I know firsthand that far too often we forget our garage spaces, and they become the storage space for the things that we don't want to put in our homes, right? But we have to remember that this is the space we look at often as we leave and return to our home. So remember again that clutter can impact our mood, and think about how our garage can be the setting the tone for how we feel in our homes, because we see it first in most cases. So not just our garage, our front door, our entryway, and our foyer, our pantry and those closets inside those cabinets. These are often forgotten areas when we're thinking about home refresh projects. Okay, so my friends, As we see from the presentation, time should no longer be what keeps us from accomplishing some of the projects we've planned or know to do in our homes, right? Remember, like Jane, if we asked her, she'd say she reached her goals every year because it was what she valued. And remember, we put our energy, our time, and our money into the things that we value the most. There's always going to be small steps that can be taken if the issue is the amount of the investment. And that's why be Decors Interiors, for example, we offer services that help you stay on task with your goals and with your investment, right? So I hope I'm leaving you with a feeling motivated, feeling ready to tackle those home projects and to make your home give that refreshing look for this year as well as beyond, right? If we can be of any assistance to you, I want to make sure that you reach out to us and get your projects on the schedule. And we thank you again so much. So to get you started with your projects, we do offer a special for those who are viewing or seeing this presentation. Our special is a $99 on-site consultation. It is a $320 value, but we want to make sure that you have a way to get started with those refreshing projects and consult with us so that we can help steer you on the way to go. And then you get an additional 20% discount on your interior design service. So if you are ready to go with something like that and ready to get scheduled, be sure and contact us on our contact page. Now is a great time to do that. Okay, I have an amazing team member, Narisa Ufugwa, and we are so proud to offer the services as a way to help people and help homeowners and renters actually accomplish their home refresh goals. We have full service design services, interior design consulting, virtual interior design as well. So if you or any of you would like to follow us on social media, this is our social media tag on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And be sure and contact us on any other contact or information here listed here. Again, we will be more than happy to help you with your home refresh projects. You can scan the QR code as well to visit our website to view our project profile and visit our boutique store as well, because we have that also, and you may enjoy shopping at boutique store. So again, I want to thank you so much for joining me for the virtual meetup and for viewing the presentation. We certainly, you can add us if you want to be added as a subscriber, and we can certainly keep up with you. You can keep in touch with us, I should say, we can add you as a subscriber if you want to get future information about any virtual meetups or any of our presentations. And for sure, be sure and share this information with family and friends and tell them about BE Decors Interiors and again the services that we provide. So again, thank you again for viewing and for listening, and take good care. Bye.